That guitar you just saw is pretty much the exact one I owned around 25 years ago. I've mentioned this in a few videos before. That is pretty much the exact guitar I bought 25 years ago. I pawned it to go see Testament. I never got it back, and I've regretted it ever since because I was an idiot. I paid $350 for that guitar used around 25 years ago. That thing's probably worth about $1,500 right now, which is why I've been grabbing up these BC Riches that I have now when I can get a good deal on them. So I already have these two, my War Beast and my Avenge here. I've been playing, and I'm like, you know what? I want to see if I can find a bass, and I'll just have a whole BC Rich set. I actually sold my Jackson Warrior, my Jackson bass, and my little Randall amp for Guitar Center. I actually got a shitload of money I almost got all my money back that I paid for those, so I don't really regret it. I really kind of stopped playing that Jackson Warrior. Don't get me wrong, I really like that guitar, but then I started thinking about getting maybe I can find myself a Warlock bass or something. And I did. Dun 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 dun. BC Rich Warlock bass, baby. And it is used, and you can already see a big old nick in it. That wasn't there when I brought it home, and I did that. But we got a nice BC Rich bass guitar to somewhat match my other ones. And it does need some work, and we're going to put some work into this baby. But overall, now, before we do anything, I want to show you guys something. The serial number, sorry for my ceiling fans moving. Here's a serial number, F20400017. Feel free to pause this video, take a snapshot, look it up for me. The best that I can research is this is from 1992. But I don't know if I believe this is that old. Could be, because this thing's beat the hell up. And I paid $400 for this. I ordered it through Guitar Center. They had a store in Indianapolis. Had this. They shipped it over here to Arizona. And I picked it up after work today. So, now, I'm just going to go over this real cosmetically. Some idiot put a pick holder on there. I freaking hate that. I don't know why in the freaking world you'd put that on a guitar. It's ugly. It's stupid. But you got your original BC Rich pickups. And this bridge, which is super dirty. And, as you can see, is actually very, very slightly bending up. I might get a new bridge for this. The tone knobs are okay. And you can see this paint job definitely needs some polishing. So this wasn't like this when I brought it home. It was kind of scarred, looked like somebody hit it against the wall, but when I went to touch it, it just flaked off. So definitely we're going to need to do some nail polishing. A couple dings there. Oh, there wasn't any on there on the bottom. A little bit of ding right there. Sorry, won't focus. The back looks pretty good. One ding there, and some idiot decided to drill another hole for the strap holder right there. I might put a little bit of wood filler in there, and then use some, and then the other major ding right there on the devil headstock. But I don't know if you guys can see, one of the major things you want to look for in a guitar, and in my opinion, is one of the most important things on a guitar, is the neck. This neck looks beautifully straight with a slight bit of curve, which is what you want. And in my personal opinion, a neck is going to make or break your guitar. Everything else is replaceable. Like I said, you can replace strings, you can replace a bridge, you can replace tuners and all that stuff. But if your neck is warped or bowed or anything like that, your neck is toast. You cannot fix that, not even with a truss rod. It just ain't gonna happen. If it's warped, if it's out of sync, you're in. And then trying to find a replacement neck to match your guitar is next to impossible. So the fact that this neck is next to perfect, the entire guitar is worth fixing up. So I'm completely happy with this, and it looks so freaking badass. But anyway, that's what I got. I wanted a badass BC Rich Warlock base to match the ones I already have, because these are very sentimental to me because I lost that one 25 years ago. And the Warlock style guitars are my favorite ones in the whole world. I mean, I love Flying V's and Explorers and the Warrior and all these, but the Warlocks are my favorite. Okay, everybody, as you can see, I took the neck off, and I want you to look in the glare. If you can look in that glare and see how dirty that neck is, the fretboard needs a really good cleaning. And if we can get close up, sorry, I know the color's off here. Look how dirty the frets are. And that won't come off. That's patina from 20 or 30 years. So we're going to tape up the whole fretboard, and I'm going to take this to my grinder. I got a polisher wheel, and we're going to polish these frets back to being shiny. Okay, here's the fretboard after polish. In my opinion, looks a lot better. Not perfect, but definitely shined up those frets. Looks a lot nicer, should allow the strings to slide better. Okay, one other thing I did do, guys, is I ordered a whole nother bridge. I took this bridge off. If you can see this brown right here, that's rust. Every single one of the little screws in the saddles are all rusted. The screws that go through the springs are all rusted, and it was bent up. I'm not even worried about the fact that it was bent up, but there's too much rust on this. This is just junk. It's not worth saving or restoring. So I ordered a new bridge, and I'm not 100% sure whether it's going to fit, but we're going to find out. And I also ordered a whole box of guitar assortment screws, because so many of the screws on this guitar were rusted. So we're going to replace a lot of screws and the bridge, and see how that looks. Okay, this is as far as I can get right now. If you notice, I painted the pickups black. And you might be asking, why in the flippin' world did you do that? Well, for two reasons. Like I've said in many videos, I can't stand pickups where you can see the metal dots. I've never liked it. And two, there was a lot of rust on the metal dots on this one especially. I try and sanded it off, and I just nicked the plastic too much, and I don't want rust on my guitar. It's ugly, and yeah, and the pickups look like shit. So I painted them. I think it actually looks kind of cool like that. I think it's going to look better once the strings are on there. I did a whole bunch of nail polish, touched her all up, and then I polished up and cleaned the fretboard and the frets, and tightened up all the tuners. So this is as far as I can get right now. I gotta wait. This is Sunday. I gotta wait till Tuesday, and I'm going to get my box of assortment screws and the bridge. And we'll see if we can slap this all together. I already have my strings. Got me some Super Slinkies. I'm going to try some Super Slinkies. Haven't used those in a very long time. But yeah, so I got to wait till Tuesday to put the bridge on, which hopefully the bridge fits. Hopefully it fits and I can use it. And yeah, and then I'm going to replace a lot of the screws. A lot of these little screws all over the place. There's a lot of rust inside of them. It's really ugly. I don't like it. But it was only 17 bucks for, like, oh my gosh, I don't know, there's 300 screws or something. So I'm going to replace as many screws as I can, put on the bridge, put on the strings, and then we'll jam it out. We got a nice little family going there. Okay, the Warlock bass is done, and she looks pretty good. Like I said, I did the nail polish. So the bridge I ordered didn't fit, and I did not want to take the time to send it back, order another one, because then that one may not fit. So this is the original bridge, the original saddles, but I was able to use the screws, the springs, and the saddle screws. I was able to replace all those screws, and once I had it all taken apart, I was able to wire brush, clean everything, and got that bridge looking really nice. These screws are from the screw set that I ordered from Amazon. Replaced the screws over on the cable jack. Those screws are the original. I like the blacked out pickups. The neck looks really good. Replaced the screws on the truss rod cover. And she plays really good. Got some brand new strings on her. I did notice after completely setting this up that the neck, there is a slight twist in it, but it's not bad. And when I took the neck off, there was a shim. If I ever change the strings again, I might put another very thin shim, because I have these saddles all the way down, and it's just a tiny bit still too high. It's not bad, but it's got quite a bit of height on it. Action's still a little high, but it still plays good. I'm not going to worry about that right now. But because the strings are a little bit high, there's like almost no buzz on it. It sounds really good. Okay, we're going to plug this in and play it. All right, I'm actually going to be running this through my PV amp that I did a video on before this. I'm actually going to do a part 2 on this because I want to talk about it. That video did exceptionally well. I'm not sure why, but I got a crap load of views on it and a whole lot of comments. But I want to do a part 2 on that. And I don't have this turned up so loud, so the bass isn't going to ruin the speakers or anything. But so my favorite setting on this bass is a toggle switch in the middle, all the knobs turned up. And I will say the neck on this guitar is a lot longer than the one on my Jackson, but I will have to tell you, I'm not sure exactly how old this guitar is. It's pretty old, but in my personal opinion, this thing sounds way better than the Jackson I had. That was the White Concert JS, I think, like the cheap Dave Ellefson one, the $300 Jackson concert bass. And this Warlock blows it out of the water. It's just the clean sound on it is so much better. I really like it. Awesome bass, guys. If you guys, for any of you that like the Warlocks, if you get your hands on them, get them now, because, dude, the brand new Warlocks, any of them out there, like, are around $2,000. It's ridiculous. But if you can find a deal on an old one, fix her up, whatnot, I definitely recommend it. But yeah, this is the new edition, the Warlock bass, and stay tuned for more videos. Thank you guys for watching. As always, metal till death, guys.